Good morning and a very warm welcome to beautiful Sydney, Australia. Today I'm going to be flying with Scoot in their premium product. It's only going to be the second time that I'm going to try this particular product with the airline. It is a little bit more fancy than Scoot, as many people know it. So come along and check out and come along for the ride. Well, this particular journey started off at the Meriton Suites in Chatswood. You can find my separate review of that particular hotel in North Sydney on the channel. Arriving into Sydney International Airport, it was indeed into the international terminal where priority check-in was provided as part of ScootPlus priority service. The priority check-in service offered by ScootPlus made check-in a real breeze. That said, while Sydney do have a priority immigration and security lane for business and first-class passengers, that wasn't something that Scoot provided. Just be aware that when travelling with them in their premium product, no lounge access is provided either, so it was a McDonald's breakfast for me and a really nice view out over the main departing runway that morning. Shortly after, it was time to head to the aircraft for the boarding. ScootPlus passengers do get the highest level of priority, so it was very quickly and nicely onto the aircraft. This was to be one of the special editions. I think this one was the Pikachu in line with their Pokemon branding, so that certainly made it a little bit of fun. We actually boarded through the main door, so it was up through the back of the last bit of the economy cabin into the premium economy or ScootPlus area. This particular clip was taken from a previous trip. Certainly that aircraft was a good bit older than the one that we were treated to on this occasion, but as ever, seats laid out in a fairly standard premium economy configuration of 2-3-2 with a really awesome amount of legroom. It was certainly nice being back aboard the Dreamliner. Certainly having those extra large windows is a really nice feature, particularly when enjoying such a nice view as this one out the window. Let's just check in on a few other features on the seat. The seats, as you'd expect, pack an awful lot of recline, but also a nice extendable footrest as well. The cabin itself was incredibly quirky, but certainly added to part of the fun and overall feel with flying with Scoot. Now, seatback entertainment isn't provided, but there is a scannable QR code where you can watch entertainment on your own devices. Business class or ScootPlus passengers also receive a small Wi-Fi allowance as well, which was certainly a nice touch. Without long, it was certainly time to head for the runway and make our way out to Singapore. As we head out to the departing runway, I will call out at this moment in time, only around 1.5% of you watching my videos are currently subscribed. The channel is only around 6 or so months old, but already there's a ton of content being uploaded very regularly to it. So if these sorts of reviews are your thing, hit that subscribe button and it'll be great to welcome you on board with the rest of us. Well, it was certainly a very pretty departure out over Botany Bay that morning. I will let you enjoy these views as we take to the skies. As I got settled back into the long flight, it was time to check out a few more of the seat features. First up is in-seat charging. This is always welcome on long-haul flights. In addition, you've also then got the call bell and seat lighting settings just down into the armrest as well. In terms of the seat position, as mentioned, this reclines back an awfully long way and the leg rest can come out. This was the fully extended position on display just here. Like a lot of very similar seats, the main table comes out from the armrest. This actually provided a really good working service throughout the flight and also a nice solid dining surface as well, which does make a big difference. Sometimes in this particular design of seat, it can be a little bit flimsy. Now, talking of dining surfaces, let's jump in and have a look at the food offering on board. There was a physical and also virtual menu selection. These did differ very slightly, but this will give you a good impression of what was served on that particular flight. ScootPlus passengers benefit with one free meal and beverage selection over the course of the flight, and that does also cover off a couple of alcoholic options as well. For any further dining services beyond that, this is available on demand, but it will be on a chargeable basis. On this particular occasion, I opted for the yam rice and also a glass of white wine to go alongside. In addition to those two choices, there was also some dessert in the form of some Pikachu cookies alongside as well. In terms of the overall taste and appearance, this was very much more in line with food as you'd expect it from economy. Whilst the food wasn't great, I would take a moment to call out the quality of the service. The crew over the two sectors that I took with the airline were absolutely fantastic, and it's no surprise at all that Scoot are indeed a subsidiary of Singapore Airlines. On the Wi-Fi front, this was something that I checked out after the meal service. A good number of different packages here, if not a little bit expensive, but the Wi-Fi certainly worked very well indeed. Having been a few years since flying out to Australia, you do really forget the absolute vastness of the country. It truly is like crossing Europe or even indeed North America. After a few hours on board, I have to say I was getting rather chilly. Scoot do seem to like blasting the air conditioning, so if you are traveling with them, do take something warm with you. It is something that many passengers seem to have already cottoned onto. With that being the case, I did order a stewy type meal to follow up with, just to warm up towards the back end of the flight. It was about as good as it looked, not particularly great in that regard. For the arrival into Singapore, we were treated to the most gorgeous sunset, which certainly rounded off a very good flight overall. Look, I think in terms of the quality, for the same money, I would certainly look to fly Singapore Airlines Premium Economy. That said, with Scoot so often offering very good value across the region, I would certainly look into flying them in the future. Look, very much hope you found today's video useful. Do stay tuned to the channel for lots more coming soon, and otherwise, I will see you in the next one.